everyone, and welcome to another game brought to you by Roll for Chaos, Sparrows, Episode 2, the 100-yard dash. How is everyone out there in the crowd, out in the audience? We're here with some beautiful, lovely people. It's been a week. It feels like 2 or 3 weeks. It's been such a long time since we played last. And I'm just glad to be back here with each one of you so we can have some more good times. So I'm going to go around the table. I'm going to say to each one of you, hey, who are you? Who are you playing? And give me one fond memory your character has. Very short. Something tiny. Something you like from your past, maybe. And I'll start off at random just to see who gets to go first. Tonight's events are going to be Jackal. Go ahead and describe yourself, your character, and one thing that Amos likes.
Hey folks, I'm Mac Jackal Ranger. I go by Jackal. And I play Amos Nocenti, the security officer aboard the ship. Currently in the midst of a mad sprint to the finish. Amos's most fond memory was he and his family, they went out to a rather large grassy plain, sat down, they had a picnic there, pit fire and everything. It was good. Food was better, too.
Nice little family gathering and get together. We see a brief visage of Amos remembering that before suddenly gunfire and weapons are being thrown all around him. We move on over to Nora. Azedadine, go ahead, describe yourself, your character.
Hi. Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm also known as Azedadine. They or she pronouns for me personally. I play Clarion Bell, the Tinkerer automaton. She, her. And I think one of Clarion's treasured memories would be the first time she got treated more as a person than a thing. She was working at a print shop, and, just like helping make layouts for newspapers or something, and somebody actually wanted her opinion. The nice lady there, who was one of the editors, was like, "Dear, can I get your opinion on something?" She was like, "Me? You're talking to me? That's amazing." So.
When you were no longer just the printer, but an actual person.
Exactly.
We'll move on over to Kai, Real Kai Roche, and Leifei.
What's up? My name's Kai Roche. I'm playing Leifei. He's a first mate aboard the ship. Skater and still mind. And I'd say one of his favorite memories, I believe it was, or comfortable memories, he is him sitting in a field, his hands all cut up and bleeding, and a Skixen beside him, wrapping them up and telling him that he doesn't have the fur to take blows like that. He's got to wrap his hands up. He's got to wrap his whole body up.
Don't have the right body parts to do it the same way that your master did. And we'll move on over to Benjamin, TT Benjamin, and Red Iron.
Hey everybody, I'm TT Benjamin. You can find me at TTBenjamin1 on Twitter. I will be playing Red Iron, the Lesrin Tinkerer who thinks machines are people, and the chief engineer on the ship. And Red Iron has kind of a tenuous grasp of their own past ever since the incident. But Red Iron does fondly remember the last ship that they were the chief engineer on, which was kind of the first experience they had with a machine that was like a long-term relationship. And then, of course, that ship got boarded by pirates, and Red Iron was taken aboard the Archimedes. But Red Iron doesn't miss it that much. It's just a little bit.
Just a little. He has plenty of things to occupy his mind. I'm sure that there will be lots of other things that he'll enjoy in the future, but move on over to Gwen, McSherry, Beatrix.
Hello. As Ty says, I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry over on the chat, and I am playing Beatrix Muse. Her happiest memory, I'm going to say, was the first time she got brought on board the Archimedes. She had never really had a family that she could remember, and suddenly she was surrounded by loud, boisterous, caring people. And she curled up behind the desk of the captain and took her first real safe nap.
Aww. The first nap was one of your very positive memories to begin.
I get that.
So we see these brief moments of peacefulness moving through each one of these individuals' minds before we jump back to an alarm klaxon. Before we jump back to the darkness, the flickering aether lights inside of a, mining facility that happens to have gotten a hold of some sort of ancient Sil technology. Through no fault of its own, of course, it was crushed into the asteroid. And the crew is now looking for that. But they are surrounded by opponents who want to see them forcibly arrested, killed, something like that. I mean, impersonating a noble is a capital offense. Engaging in espionage or in theft is a capital offense. And I'm sure that things aren't going to go incredibly well if things go poorly. I mean, that's obvious. But we're going to go ahead and move back into the game. So, first things first, we'll switch back to our combat screen. From where we left off, we are now within this mining facility, surrounded by forces. We see Red Iron on the ground, burning this other version of himself filled with mechanical parts. We see Lefe, Beatrix, and Amos moving around with this miner, Jack. And we see Clarion and the captain kind of coming up behind Red Iron as well. So, we now go back to the initiative we had still been within the beginning of last session. Beatrix, you're the first one up now. We see you standing there. There are soldiers all around. We hear the alarms going off. You hear the clanking of metal feet as security droids, or security automatons, have been released from their holding cells and are now beginning to march through the halls.
Well, this is less than optimal. B is going to kind of continue in the direction that she was headed, quickly going around the two Red Irons.
Yeah, I think he actually they purposefully mixed themselves up, so it's hard to tell which one of them is which.
Exactly. So I'm just going to try to stay out of grabbing range of both of them. I'm pretty sure that B would recognize that the one with the extra mechanical bits is probably not her Red Iron, but you never can tell.
All right.
So she's going to come over here and come face to face with this new miner who she has not talked to yet.
That is the armored miner from before, the one that had the little flecks of black powder, the ones that Red Iron had collected inside of that magical dust scooper chamber thing on their shoulder. And that individual has been fighting with themselves for a little while before taking up that pneumatic hammer that they have. They had attacked Red Iron a moment ago and left a large ding in the metal piping that had gone down through there. So you can see that miner is aggressive, is angry, and turns towards you and just stares you down. And thanks for the host, Big Bees. And basically, as you walk up there, it turns to you. Don't make me do this, little girl. You need to sit on the ground, and you need to be ready right now for security come and arrest you, take you away. I don't want to. Don't be like them. You're in danger. Everything here's it's all dangerous. And he's holding onto that hammer, just obviously a little concerned to swing it at someone who he sees as a child.
You're right. It's very dangerous here. Could you
Thank you for the follow. Could you help me, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Help you how?
I need to go that way. Can you come with me and make sure that
I'm
safe?
You don't need to go that way. You need to go that way. And he points back towards the elevator. Towards the left.
No. That way is even more dangerous. But if I go that
Look,
way,
look.
then I can't get
You
away.
can't. You're not
If I
supposed
go
to
on
be.
the elevator, I can run away.
You're not supposed to be. Go ahead and give me a charming roll. I'm assuming you're attacking him with your charming to try to.
That is what she is trying to do. Yes.
Let's see if you can confuse him. Hey, Popcan Flamingo, thank you for the sub. We appreciate that. So that is a 7, Beatrix.
I'm gonna guess that's not charming.
That is not enough. However, at that moment when you fail, you spend an overload as Zep happens to try to assist you. You must speak to him in greater regards directly into his mind. Try again. And you can re-roll, spending 1 overload, and gain Guide My Hand's benefits if you wish.
I think that sounds like a very good idea. So let's do that.
Guide My Hand gives you +5 to this next roll you're going to be making,
Ooh.
+1 additional for every level of Path of Acceptance. Once you go up levels, we'll talk about that later. So yes, you can re-roll at +5 now.
I'm going to kind of look into his eyes more deeply and guess that he is a family man, because his response to me is kind of fatherly, and he's just going to look even more deeply into his eyes and say, would you really want the security bots to take a child away? Like, your child?
And go ahead and roll now as you are magically enhanced while you do this. Goes Charming once more with a +5 modifier because of Zep. That's a 17! And as you say that, every word you say is just punctuated by Zep. A little gust of wind hits him. You see his hair kind of float to the side. His eyes glow with a slight blue for a second as you're looking at him. And he just stops and stares at you. Why no, you're absolutely right. And he moves over in front of you protectively, and he's like, come with me. We gotta get out of this hubbaloo.
Thank you so much.
So the miner technically has been charmed by you and will assist you until a point where that individual determines that you are a threat in some kind, or if they see you, say, attack someone else or something like that. And you're having him lead you into the office that you know that the pulse is coming from? Is that what I'm understanding?
Exactly. I think we're all kind of headed in that direction, so
he
if
turns.
you can get me there.
He grabs your hand and he begins walking in that direction. So that is your action, Beatrix. Leife, you are up. You're over there with Jack. You've got that other miner that just dropped his weapon because he was afraid of Amos. You hear more coming in the distance, obviously.
Are they coming from the direction B's moving to? Or the other way?
Yes, you believe. Well, go ahead and roll aware and let's see if you can tell. This is with your ears, so you're great at that, Leife. That is a 13, not bad. So you do hear a few individuals, their booted footsteps on the railway, the minecart tracks behind you. You can hear metallic clanking coming from within this room right now, in front of you. And out in front of Beatrix, you can hear the shuffle of feet, but it doesn't sound metallic. So you don't believe that there's another automaton in the direction that B has headed, but there are some coming towards you now from the room to the south.
And those automatonic sounds, they're coming from inside that place, right? Behind the door?
From behind this door right here, if you can see it on the map, where I'm pointing the arrow.
Oh, Amos. You think we can... And he points towards the cart, and then points towards the door.
Amos smiles and nods.
So he's gonna wait and try and help him with moving a cart, or the mine cart.
So the two of you are in accord. You both want to grab that mine cart and use it to block the door. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So on Amos's turn, both of you will act at the same time. There will be some rolls where you're assisting. Which one of you is assisting the other?
I'll assist.
You'll assist. Okay. Amos is a bit stronger than you, so... All right. Leife waits. Amos, you are up. So you move over to the minecart, I'm assuming?
Before he does, he gives Jack a look previous episodes, Amos has sat down with Jack, and the collective, they talked for a little bit about this. They look at Jack, and Amos shrugs. You wanted some excitement. If you're gonna murk me right here, I won't hold it against you, but otherwise, I got a job to do.
I don't. Look, I'll stay out of this. That's all. The inside that room over there, and he points over towards where B is kind of heading. That's where they took the thing. Okay, I'm gonna just. I can't put myself in danger.
I never
I'm just
saw
gonna...
you. We never spoke. As far as things are concerned, I'll even let you get one in free, just to say that you're against us.
I'm not gonna hit you.
And he chuckles.
He just
Or they
says.
chuckle.
He just kind of nods his head at you and turns and starts running back off in a different direction. Amos, so you move over to the cart. Leifei, you move alongside with him. This thing is put on these tracks in a way that there's a metal bracing that keeps it on the track. You'll have to remove before you can take it over there. You can either try to do it by brute force, or you can use some of your skills, try to find some other way to disconnect this cart from the track. Since you waited, Kai, do you wish to have Leifei act first and try to plan this out, or do you want Amos to act first?
Amos can act first.
All right, Amos, what do you do? This railway cart is full of ore, full of stone, and currently pretty much just bolted to this track.
Yeah, they're gonna remove it.
All right, how do you intend to remove it?
A little something called brute force.
Brute force coming out from Amos. So this thing is metal and happens to be have some braided bolts in it. So you are going to need an 18 or higher with a strong check to break this off the track. So go ahead and roll your strong for me. 18 or higher succeeds. Amos moves in, brings his arms down, and begins pulling as hard as he can. You only get a 12. Now, Leifei can assist. Leifei, if you get a 15 or higher, every 2 points, or at 15 and every 2 points after that is a +1 you're going to give to Jackal. In order to help him break this, you need +6. So unless you can come up with something special or get a nat 20, I'm not certain you can do this together with his current roll.
Can I use my virtue in order to finagle this?
What is your virtue?
My virtue is wisdom.
So what is your... Why would this be wise?
This would be...
Oh, you got an
wise.
ace from Big B's and a +1 from Sanctum. So we can add that +1 on top of it. You can go ahead and re-roll the strong.
Can I hold on to it for later?
You can hold on to the +1, but not for the re-roll.
I'll take the re-roll.
Okay.
Save the virtue for later.
Alrighty, here we go. Here goes another strong roll. Oh, that is a tough roll, not a strong roll.
Oh,
17, you are one shy. Now, Leifei can assist you to get the rest of that done. Leifei, all you have to do is roll a 15 or higher, and you will break this cart off the track with Amos. That is a 10! You're 5 shy. Anything else you can do, Leifei?
I'll use my ace.
Use your ace. Everybody, of course, does have an ace for the round. There goes... Oh, no, that's even worse. So, alternatively, Jackal, at this point, if Amos would like, you can use the +1 you had been granted to put you just over that limit.
yeah.
All right. So we see Amos, we see Leifei move over alongside this cart. You see these heavy bolted metal straps around the side of it, muscles corded and just kind of red-faced. It goes from blue to purple, and Leifei standing there beside him kind of tries to bring his arms up, and then it hurts a little, and Leifei stops a little more and kind of shakes his hand right at the time that Amos just bang breaks off the whole cart and lifts it above his head. How are you going to get it over to the door? You want to carry it by step, or do you want to toss the dang thing?
Brute force. Step.
All right. Give me a tough roll now. You have to actually get above a 14 to carry this at your normal walking rate. Otherwise, you're going to be slowed down for the round. That is a 13. You're one shy. Although Leifei's nearby and can assist once more. Leifei, give us another strong roll. Let's see if you can assist Jackal this time as Amos continues trying to pull on that. That is a 13. That is enough to give him the carrying capacity you need. So the two of you, moving side by side, carry this heavy cart, probably 600 pounds of stone and scrap, and you bring it over to the doorway, and both of you wedge it in front of the door. I'll put a marker here so you know it's there. There
There's
is
stuff I
now.
know.
Clang! It hits the ground. Both of you, like, your arms are shaking. You're, like, a little bit sweaty. Your hands are a little, messed up from the metal. And that would
Somehow
be...
you smell mom's spaghetti.
and somehow you spell mom's spaghetti. Then you hear a smashing noise from the other side as this clanking, like, feet just... and then the door frame just starts shaking as something is slamming into it from the other side. Let's see how successful these things are at currently coming through. Not enough yet. So there are now 2 war machines in that hallway. Both of them kind of slamming into the wall. You can hear them both kind of clanking on the other side. And they're just saying, "Move aside! Move aside! Open! Move aside!" over and over again. Clarion, you are up now. You, of course, have your little drone you can use either before you act or after, whatever. So what are you doing?
I would like to secure the objective. So I'm going to back up Beatrix in going into that room. Sheldon will continue to hover around Red Iron. His instructions are to defend.
Okay. So you move over to the door that's within your movement range. And the door, as you step up to it, the miner there kind of looks at you a little bit strangely, the one that was wearing the armor that is now assisting B. "You're not supposed to go in there."
I go where she goes.
Are you her nanny?
Yes, she's my best friend.
Children. And he just, like, shakes his head. Nora, you open the door, and there is a miner that just kind of looks at you surprised from the other side. And then he looks over, he sees B, sees the other miner standing there in front of him. He sees you, and he, like, just holds on to his pickaxe. And he's confused as to what to do. You have 1 action remaining at the moment. Is there anything you'd like to attempt?
Please do not interfere. If you touch this child, I will have to defend her.
It's not. It's you. You're not supposed to be here.
That is for me to decide, and for you to comply.
No, it's not for you to just. You're a robot.
Yes, and?
She's also my best friend. Don't talk to her that way.
Ed, tell me what the hell's going on here. Oh, this poor little thing and her nanny automaton just need a place to stay out of all of this dangerous things that are. Look, there's a Lesren back there burning the face off of himself. Right. Okay.
Ooga, booga,
Fine.
booga, 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 booga.
Not a safe place to be in. Not a safe place. We're storing that thing in here, and that I can't imagine what type of mutagenic deformities that might impart upon a small, helpless child. I recommend the door just down. There's security droids there. Just go there. That'll be fine.
Too far. They're right outside.
How did you even get here?
We were playing pirates, and the man invited us to come over and look around. So we came down on the elevator with Jack, and Jack made a salad, and it was a really good salad. And then people just started attacking.
Pirates. Go ahead and roll charming for me one more time there, B.
Yarhars in the distance.
Yars! Your opponent gets a 7
Yar.
to resist your charm. So, let's see what you get at the. Oh, that is a 2! Zep is willing to help again if you want to spend the overload.
Oh, I may have to, because, yeah.
Could I help her, maybe?
How would you go about helping her in this at the moment? Remember that you have no authority amongst these individuals because you're an automaton.
Fair.
All right, so Zep
Yeah,
off to the
I've
side.
got enough, so yeah, I will ask for Zep's help one more time.
Yes, I can assist you again. I'm always here for you, Beatrix.
Thanks, Zep.
And you see like waves of wind again smash into this individual. His eyes begin glowing very lightly as Zep tries to affect this person. Oh, you got 2 aces from Doyle and Annika. So go ahead and re-roll. Do you want to take Zep's assistance anyways, or just use the...
I'm going to go ahead and use Zep's assistance.
All right, 22. B, looking over, you see Nora, just so you know as well, Clarion standing there next to her, recognizes a powerful mental stimulant, basically. You can see the pupils dilate, you see pulse quicken slightly, you see breathing patterns change in this miner in front of you. And suddenly the miner looks over to B and is like, oh, yeah, yes, come inside. We must protect you.
Thank you.
And then all 3 of you walk inside the door. The miner that was armored, standing there with B, kind of pushes you back behind him, closes the door, and throws down a heavy, like, wooden bar. And you do have 1 additional ace that has been granted to you that you can save on your sheet. We move on to soldiers. The one that Amos had frightened before turns and runs down the hallway and escapes into the darkness. We hear the sounds of another one scraping and coming out of the darkness beyond. And there is another one that pops out. Let's see. This one behind Leifei and Amos, seeing the threats, seeing the targets, not having interjected with them or anything, grabs a hold of a firearm at his hip, raises it up, an old Sparrow pistol in bad repair, and fires it towards Leifei. Gunshot goes off towards you, Leifei, from behind. What do you do?
Defend, I believe.
All right, roll defense for me. Your opponent gets a 10 to hit you. Just double click on that. There you go.
Okay.
18. Bing, Tyel. You have a hard time being surprised. So when you hear that scrape behind you, you hear the gunshot go off. You know that that was behind you, that Amos is too far away. You immediately just dive aside, and the bullet smacks into the wall, shattering stone. You just twist your head slightly, and then the bullet goes right past. We've got another one in the darkness. No, that was it for there. And it is Red Iron's turn. Red Iron, you're on top of this other you. You have burned this thing's face. It is not quite unliving yet. However you want to decide that is.
So is my third arm still autonomous currently? I did activate it, right?
Yes, you did activate it.
Okay. So Red Iron pulls out a Sparrow pistol and points it at the thing's head, while the third arm retracts, takes its 3 little fingers and turns them into like a drill bit and just and then smashes into the thing's face like over and over and over again, while Red like laying on top of it is like.
All right, so you're gonna fire, and your PDO is gonna just poke the hell out of the thing's face. So go ahead and give me 2 attack rolls, 1 for you and 1 for your arm.
I shall do both of those things.
The X-Security automaton is not moving very well. It's very damaged, and as it lays there, you only have to beat an 8 on each roll to hit it with both attacks.
Jiminy Christmas, I am so bad at clicking these buttons. Sorry, so PDO close.
Yeah.
PDO close. I believe in you. Are we going, or?
Is it not working for you?
It's not going. Do you want me to just throw a 20 and I'll add 4?
Oh,
that
yeah,
went.
you could do that. That was me rolling it for you. But
Oh, okay. And then I am ranged. It's not working for me. I'm sorry.
that's okay. So you're double clicking inside the square, right? Where the little
-4 is. Oh, oops. Okay.
There
Haha,
you go.
a 0.
So That's with your shot. Right over top of him. You go to aim, and as you're staring at him, you hear the gun, like, whisper to you, please don't, please don't. And you don't.
Sorry. I didn't know you were asleep.
And, your PDO, however, does hit, so go ahead and roll the damage for that.
I don't have
Close
the
damage
damage.
is a D8. 1 second here. PDO, close damage is 1d8 plus brains, and range is 2d4. So we'll put the 1d8 on there. You already did, and then just go ahead and roll that. And that is 7 points of damage. So your PDO moves over, drill goes in, and just... And you see a bunch of sparks and metal flying off, and then the robot in front of you, the automaton, no longer is moving and has been killed. Your arm, do you keep it there? Does it come back up onto your shoulder?
The arm sort of perpetually rides on Red's shoulder and just operates independently when activated.
So then it just kind of seems to be waiting for you now to tell it what to do. And we will... You have 2 drones on you. So on your shoulder, you hear from the other one.
It has been 3 seconds and 14 milliseconds since we last spoke. You seem to have done a decent job at dispatching that foe, Red Iron. You are competent sometimes.
Clarion, are you here to help or give me updates?
Updates?
Maybe you could help. What are your standing orders?
Make sure you do not die.
You can make sure that I do not die by killing some of them.
I was not ordered to assault others just to protect you.
So if I throw myself headlong into danger, then you will be forced to intercede?
I suppose.
Okay, get ready to suppose then.
Okay, I guess.
So you still do have 1 standard action remaining. You can use for an attack again, or for a movement, or for something else.
Oh my. I am so bad at Fantasy Grounds, I lost the map.
You lost the map, how dare. There you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the plot.
Well, seeing the door close, which is where Red wanted to go, Red is going to head over to kind of the... basically just move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to the left there.
Okay, 5 spaces to the left. Putting you over here.
Yeah.
All right. And you got
Getting ready to deal with that other miner.
some drones on you. So you move over in that direction. The other miner kind of turns his attention, seeing you approaching, and then points his gun in your direction. You're supposed to just lay down on the ground. Put down your weapons and lay down.
Nah.
And it is now the captain's turn. He walks behind all of you, and he was keeping up with B and everybody else, just kind of being a little bit sneaky about it. But then he gets to the door, and then that whole debacle happens. And then he goes to step inside, and the door in his face. Oh, damn it! Let me in! I'm the child's father. We're gonna see if that gets enough of it. Holy crap! He gets a nat 20. You're her father. Well, why didn't you say so? And you see him flip the bar back up and open the door, and the captain turns over and looks incredulously towards Amos and Leifei. I didn't think that was gonna work. And he just walks in the door.
Daddy!
Why, hello there, darling. So he makes it inside, and then he looks to you, and he climbs out a little bit close, and just keep his attention. Keep them both off of me. I'm gonna find the damn thing we're here for.
Not a problem.
Clarion, protect B.
Of course, Captain.
The captain moves further inside, and as he goes off into the darkness, you hear, "Well, you're not supposed to be." Oh. And we now find ourselves back with B. So, hearing the muffled thump, the two miners begin turning to look over in that direction to figure out what's going on. Alex, are you all right? What's happening?
I'm sure he's fine. Daddy's just introducing himself. Can you tell me more about this mine? Mining seems hard.
Well, just roll charming once more as you attempt to keep their attention, B. You already have them pretty heavily under your sway. So they get a 7 and you get an 11. 7-11! So B, they both kind of turn to like look, and you see that green glow, Clarion and B, in their eyes for a second as they both turn back like almost compelled. Yes. Well, this mine has been here for almost a year now. We've been digging away at it since that whole incident happened. We found some sort of little pieces of ancient technology, and both they just start rattling off some information. They start talking about certain types of drill bit sizes and some problems they came in against as they ran into some very heavy ore laden veins broke through a bunch of devices and had to do a lot by hand and complain about their bosses. It goes on for a little while.
B will treat it as the most entertaining story time ever.
She's sitting there
She
with
will
a
be
grin on her face.
enthralled.
Clarion wants to give them advice about the drill bits, but is internally debating whether or not she should actually help them.
All right, well, we'll see what you do on your turn as you're staring at these individuals. Leifei, you and Amos are standing there. This big cart now in front of the door. You see the door is beginning to have fractures in it. The wood is relatively heavy. They use a lot of newer materials, obviously. This place hasn't been here incredibly long, and everything's in good shape. So as they're bashing into it, you're starting to see those fragments come out. What are you doing now? You see Red Iron walk right past you.
All right, Red Iron, here for the fight.
Yes. And Clarion too, if Clarion feels like it.
And Red Iron kind of swats.
And
I thought you two hated each other. Why is the drone following you?
If you can find out, would you let me know, Captain?
I don't like that answer. Officer!
Well, seems like this isn't going to work for too long, though. It just on the door. I'm gonna stay here. Hold this down when it breaks.
Amos lets out a roar in acknowledgement.
Just roars and acknowledge. Yes!
So you got those, mates?
All right, so you're going to wait
Yeah.
for now. Well, you moved out of the way a little bit, but you're going to wait and see if they break through.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll save your action there. Amos, you are up. What do you wish to do with your turn?
I'm gonna sort of take Amos, meander about the A direction. Gonna take the old tower shield, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start delivering on my promise to start messing with the combat, sir.
So you're putting the tower shield down, acting like cover for Red Iron at the moment?
If Amos is one thing, they are a bit on the silly side when it comes to rules of combat. They carry a rather large tower shield, especially for the 8-foot, 300-pound lizard size. With a sundering clap, he plants the shield in the ground and locks it in place so that it can stand on its own.
There is now a shield wall barrier in front of you and Amos, Red Iron. I will put that right here. You can use it for cover at any point in time that you want. Amos, you'll have to take an action to pull it back up and to undeploy it when you want to take it and move with it again. That is your action. The security war machines go once more, slamming the door. Bang, bang. It looks like one of them, actually, you hear a loud clang noise as it is hit by the other. And then the door frame shatters, and half of the door kind of splinters out over the top of the crate. And one of the war machines just starts climbing out through the doorway. They get on top of the cart. Leifei, you can act now if you wish.
He's gonna hold until it attacks.
Okay. It climbs over in front of you, and as it gets there, you see its arm just start spinning, and it swings it in with a powerful right hook. And I have +2 to this roll. The opponent gets a 15 to hit you.
Oh, right. Defend. Yes.
You get a 16 to defend. Leifei, how do you get out of the way of this massive arm made of metal, spinning, whirring, and dangerous?
He's just sort of like nodding along to the music as he sees this bash through. It starts rushing forward, this blade coming to saw at him, and it hits into the wood over top of his head as he's just like,
Arm comes back in for another attack in a moment. So the first one has attacked you. What do you do now?
Is this new? Is this when Still Mind can reverse an
Yes.
attack?
The reversing attack comes from waiting. Waiting is when you actually use the ability to do it. So if you had wanted to use that would have just used one overload. And on the moment that it attacked, you will attack first. So
All right.
since you're new to this, we can do that if you'd like.
All right.
So what that means is if you hit before the opponent does, you will off balance them and they won't be able to attack you. So go ahead and make your attack first. So even though it's spun, we'll say that it's going to miss because we already made those rolls if you fail here. No, 22. You are definitely going to hit that individual. And since you waited to go until after it, being a still mind as well, I believe you have passive abilities through introspection, was it? Yes. A still mind that chooses to wait on their turn can act only after the turn is taken of any target acting, so they acted first. You're not removing a reflexive action. Let's see. Man, you would have an ace to this attack if you had missed, but you don't. You didn't miss, so it doesn't matter. So go ahead and roll for the damage now.
All right.
You slam this thing right in the left arm for 6 points of damage. And you see a big chunk of it kind of shatter off as you fragment some of the armor. And that still gives the other one the time to move. Let's see. Yes. The other war machine crawls out over the top, moves aside, and prepares to attack you as well. Leifei, you still have waiting engaged. You get to attack first. That is a 19 versus the opponent's. Oh, it got a 22.
Nice.
So you are not going to hit it there. It still gets to swing to attack you. Unless you do something like an ace or, you do have an ace because you waited. You actually can just reroll automatically because of introspection.
Damn, I'm so good at this.
Oh, no. That's not good. Now you could use your actual aces if you wish.
Nah.
All right. It swings at you. This is going to get an 11 to hit you. Now you roll defense, and you got a 9. Oh, Leifei is getting struck. Leifei, you are hit in the chest. And where is it? There we are. Security war machine weapon damage, and it is using its punch fist. You take 8 points of damage, plus 10 points to the chest. You happen to have 8 armor, so let's take that out first. And that gives you 2 points to your CHP. So you take a hit, boom! Leifei gets slammed up against the wall. You see his armor dented in, and you're definitely going to feel that as a bruise tomorrow. There you go. Changed it for you real quick on the sheet. It is now Clarion's turn.
Can I sense what Sheldon is seeing?
Yes, Sheldon's sending you a live feedback, basically.
Okay, then I'm gonna have him go and help Leifei.
All right, Sheldon flies over, lands on Leifei's shoulder. Are you going to use the laser or use him for defense?
I think we're gonna use the laser.
All right, which one are you attacking? The top one or the bottom one?
The one that hit Leifei.
Okay, that's security war machine number 3. So go ahead and use your attack with Sheldon. Should be the C roll on your abilities tab. Sheldon Medidrone C roll.
Okay.
Sheldon gets a 7. However,
Oh.
The security drone critically fails at defending itself. Do you wish this to do something that will injure both it and its ally to a degree, or do double damage to the war machine?
Let's do double damage.
All right, so go ahead and roll damage of your drone, and we'll double it. That was the drone roll, not the damage roll. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Damage roll is the one that's just damage, and it looks like it's missing because I transferred everything over, so I apologize.
No.
I'll fix that
2d4?
real quick. It is 2d6.
Sweet.
There you go. I put the damage on there now. Ooh, nice! 18 points of damage. Okay, Clarion, what does it look like as this little drone blows the head off of this war machine?
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, sure, it blows the head off, but it happens because Sheldon, like, pinpoint targets a particular relay going through its neck and just overloads that because Sheldon is running on Clarion's knowledge of how her master designs things, and since her master designed these bots, Sheldon explodes its head by just, like, sending a bolt of electricity up into the head, and it short circuits something, and it just goes...
Feedback. Glow appears in the neck, rises up into the head, eyes become brighter. Suddenly it just fireworks and explosion, little bit of arcs and sparks everywhere. And there goes one opponent. Clarion, nice shot. Well, Sheldon.
Yay.
So we go back over to you inside the room with the miners. Were you attempting to take a look at them or something along those lines?
I was going to help engage them in conversation. Just keep them busy while the captain does his thing.
Okay, so go ahead and roll charming. Let's see if you can help assist in this. As long as you get higher than a 10, you are helping and not hindering. Charming roll. Oh, 3. Clarion, if you're going to keep that roll, you have to describe to me how you are starting to irritate these individuals instead of helping.
I kind of want to keep it just because I think it's funny if she decides, yes, these miners need to know more about these drill bits because it is insulting to me that they don't.
So you proceed to start telling them about those drill bits? Is that what I'm understanding?
You ideally want to have a tungsten carbide alloy as your bit if you can indeed source those materials. I understand that your company is cheap, especially when it comes to things that might improve your performance on the job, etc.
As you go in and explain these things to them, the miners are just kind of, who are you? Who do you think you are? Uh-oh, what happened?
Rip.
We lost one. Oh, he has returned. Excellent. I guess, there we go. We're back. We're back in business. So as you're doing that, what that's going to mean is that these two individuals have started to slip back towards neutral instead of friendly.
Right.
So we'll have to see what that does here in the moment. Miners in the distance. One steps out over a stack of boxes, can see you from the side, sees the security bot fighting, and actually takes the shot at the biggest target. Sparrow pistol comes up and fires at Amos. He doesn't have anything impeding him from this direction, Jekyll. So, gunshot, what do you do?
They're gonna take it.
All right, go ahead and roll your defense for me. The opponent gets a 10 to hit you.
Okay, where do I roll defense?
On the main sheet, first page, very top, underneath your photo, underneath your picture, is defense. You'll see a bunch of little dots there, and you just double-click inside the box. Perfect. That is a 12. The opponent got a 10. So you narrowly avoid getting hit. How do you do that, Amos?
Amos turns their snout just as they see the gun go up, and it just narrowly passes over his nose.
You hear that zip crack of a bullet going right past your face as it smashes into the boxes behind you. Roars. We have the next one that had the gun out already, that had fired at Leifei before, moves behind the mining cart nearby, taking cover, pops up and tries to fire at Red Iron. There is a bit of cover between you and him. If you'd like, you can use a reflexive action to take cover.
Red Iron will take cover.
All right, that gives you a +2 to the roll and moves you right behind the plate. If you wish to stay there, you can. There are options for that. But go ahead and roll defense and add 2. The opponent gets a 10 to hit you. You, however, get a 3 to get out of the way. So what does it look
Do
like?
I still have that ace left over from last session?
You do, yes.
I'll burn it.
All right, here goes an ace. Give us another roll.
Come on. That go? No, here it is. Ah, there we go.
Nice. Okay, that's much better and actually succeeds. You put yourself behind there. That big shield that Amos put down, just bullet bounces off of it. Amos, your shield loses 1 deflection, so you can remove that by 1 later. It's in your items.
Captain, your shield is very accommodating.
Officer!
We happen to see the armored miner nearby you. I'm getting kind of worried. Where did your dad go, little girl?
I mean, I think he went that direction, but I'm not sure. He usually leaves me with Clarion, and we're fine because she's my best friend.
I don't. He looks over at the other miner. You go just check on Alex, please. I need to see what that strange individual is doing. I'm starting to feel a little strange here.
That is not necessary. He is very well behaved.
Still, this is our facility, and if anything happens to it, we'll be held liable. There's paperwork involved. You gotta understand. You see the miner start walking over in that direction while the other one kind of moves in front of the two of you.
Paperwork must keep you very busy. Do you get to see your family often?
Well, I mean, no.
If you have a little girl like me, I bet she misses you a lot.
Tugging at heartstrings. You're playing unfair. Go ahead and roll another charming roll real quick. Oh, that is a 3.
I'm gonna break out an ace on this one, I think.
All right, here comes an ace. Go ahead and give us a reroll. One opponent is currently sitting on a 10. The other one is sitting on a 19 in order to succeed it against them. So a 10 or higher will beat one, a 19 or higher will beat both of them. That's not high enough. At this moment, B, your influence over them seems to snap out of their eyes, and you see the miner standing in front of you go, yeah, I think the two of you should
I'm gonna have to tap on Zap.
tap
one
on
more
Zap.
time.
Zap just gives you his assistance once more. Yes. Force them to your will. Oh, you got one. You got the miner from before, the armored one in front of you. Like, slows down and stops in front of you as the other one, the new one in there, just walks off into the back now. He's heading back to see what has gone on, and Captain Cutlass is in the back. You hear like a grunt noise. Red Iron, we're over to you.
Red Iron turns back to Leifei, says,
Don't worry, Captain. I will protect you.
and then their arm activates, turns red hot, and he fires a superheated plasma beam at the other war machine using the PDO elemental attack.
Elemental attack number 2 goes off. Go ahead and roll the attack for your PDO real quick. You have now reached your limit. Any additional will start harming you. So there's the roll. The war machine rolls to defend itself. It is currently behind cover. Oof, it got a 22.
Ooh.
The blast goes out and just is going to hit the cart instead.
Is anything explosive in the cart?
Give me a high or low.
There we go.
No,
I
the
love a high or low.
minerals.
Do I just roll a 20 for a high or low? Or what do you...
Just tell me high or low.
Low.
All right. No, there is nothing. There is nothing explosive in there. However, you did just have a catastrophic negative event occur. So as you blast this cart, you see it start slagging a little bit, and aetherite tips out and begins to be burned. Roll brains for me. $21, nice. So that is concentrated magic in a crystal form. And as the beam hits it, you realize something bad is about to happen. I will give you a chance to react to it before it does. So what do you do? What do you say? Because everything in that area could possibly be affected negatively by whatever's about to happen.
This reminds Red Iron of the incident.
The incident.
And so Red Iron does what they did last time and jumps on the grenade.
You leap forward and land on this aetherite crystal that just happened to be buried inside of all this rubble, trying to protect everyone around you from whatever is about to happen. So now we will resolve that. Okay. There we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. All living beings in an affected area here. Since you collapsed on top of this, you've completely taken the blunt of this. So you're going to take all of the effect. Lose all personality, becoming flat two-dimensional beings mentally until the end of this scene now. Red Iron
Isn't
now.
that what Red Iron already is?
Well, but now you don't talk to anything. No robots will speak to you. You are gray. You are Eeyore without the depression. You're a robot at this point in time for the rest of the scene. So it just, this burst goes across Red Iron. Their scales become gray, like flat. Their eyes just kind of like become a little bit more glassy, and the arm on his shoulder just goes. Red Iron, you stand up. What is the first thing you do or say?
No, not grabby.
Amos, is everyone okay?
I told you, I'm not. Wait.
He called you Amos.
They process this. Those. And I activate my quirk.
Oh boy. So your quirk is... What is it? Why is it not on here?
Emotional bulldozer.
Emotional bulldozer. Yes. For some reason, it's not actually on the sheet where it's supposed to be. I will put that on here. So emotional bulldozer. What are you currently feeling right now, Amos?
Amos, they're very upset. They are very upset. I don't think you understand. Have I told you the definition of upset?
I mean,
upset is a general disposition of unbeing. This
Okay.
upset is 8 feet and 300 pounds and heavily armed.
so with your quirk, everyone within a distance 4 aura, that's 20 feet, four squares from Amos, is now also overcome with rage and anger, and has +1 to all combat and damage rolls for the rest of the scene. Since you were a blank slate at the moment, Red Iron, you are nothing but rage right now. And as we see, Red Iron's scales again become flaming red hot, and his eyes kind of go down, and his brow furrow.
Red's
go.
kind of looking a little Super Saiyan. Like there's a
Yeah.
little bit of smoke coming off the scales. Like Red Iron is definitely descendant from red dragons. And the third arm springs awake and starts going red hot again, which is bad because Red's at their limit.
You know, whatever loud, obnoxious noise I can make on my machine here. All right, so Amos, that's what you said to him, and it is now the Simple Miner's turns. Jack, runs, just books it, and heads around the corner, out of sight. The lift, we see it just starting to lower down into the room. Amos, from where you're sitting, you can see the lift at a high position. You can't tell what's on it. Lei Fei, same thing for you. So right now you don't know what's on that lift, but something is coming down. We happen to have a miner come around the corner. See all this fighting going on. Huge shield in the way. Can't quite see any good targets. He kind of moves over to the side and he like, hey, what's the deal? Where's security? They should be here by now, right? And the miner in the armor standing in front of that individual right over here goes and turns to him and goes, they should be coming down. And there's some on the trail back behind us. They'll be here soon. Just keep these individuals occupied until then. Yeah, okay. And we continue moving back over here. The miner that has moved away from Clarion and B heads into the back. And we hear a, what are you doing back here? You're not supposed to have that. Oh, maybe I am. You don't know who I am. And then we hear another thwick. We hear another whoosh, thunk. And the captain comes walking out carrying this large, like, semi-egg shaped black metal object with like a glowing core. Okay, this thing's a little heavy. You there, Mr. Miner. You really want to help me and my daughter? You will carry this thing. And he winks over at B. And the miner turns towards him and looks at you and turns towards him. And we're now going to have to make another roll as he tries to resist the effects of Zep. Give me a magical roll now, B. All right, B, give me your magical roll. Nice! 20! Your opponent critically fails, so he looks over to you and he goes, oh yeah, anything for the little girl. And he just like turns the little green wisps in his eyes and walks over and proceeds to give a hand to the captain as you're carrying the Sill artifact out through the door. Opens the door and steps outside. You see the captain, but off to the side of you, Lei Fei. And he looks over. Lei Fei, get him! Get the boys! We gotta find another way out. Give me another exit strategy. You got that map on you still?
Yeah, I do, Captain.
All right.
He throws the map over.
He's holding it just bounces off of the Sill artifact that hits the floor.
B will pick it up.
B, thank you. You move over, you grab a hold of the map. Clarion, you're right behind her at the moment, I believe. And on your turn, you can take a look at that. So the alleyway beside you, another individual comes out, sees everybody standing there carrying that thing. And we're going to see if he really cares that much about his pay and time at the moment to engage with this, what can only be described as a really weird situation. He does not. He looks, he walks out, he sees all the gunfire, sees broken security automatons, he sees you carrying this with another miner, like there's a kid there and a robot and a bunch of, and he just like turns around and walks back down the alleyway.
Good decision, my friend.
Nope.jpg.
Nope.jpg indeed. We pop back up to B. Nope, you've already used yours. Lei Fei, it is your turn. You've still got a security war machine right in front of you. You've got an incredibly angry looking red iron to the side of you.
I'm gonna enjoy this moment of Lei Fei being angry. It's probably not gonna happen again, and he's gonna kill it. He's gonna try and kill it.
Lei Fei gets mad and then swings at this enemy. Rah! Nice, 18. War Machine attempts to defend itself, gets a 16. You hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. As you do max damage, 11, and you cleave off its left leg, cutting through it with your weapon. The War Machine tries to stay on its feet. Is successful, so it balances with one arm against the mining cart. You have one action remaining, Lei Fei. What do you do?
As he's swinging down with this sickle, the chain on his wrist just wraps around as it hits with this metal, spins constantly, and the ball end of it goes and whacks it.
Go ahead and roll the attack with that one. Nat 20! Critical failure! You win, Lei Fei. You kill this thing with that second strike. Describe what that looks like.
As this starts spinning around his arm, just that full force of gravity continues and goes up until it's long enough to hit the head and just smashes into that robo skull and breaks it off.
And then the ball just kind of spins back and you just twist. It comes around your body and it is returned to you as normal. Leifei, pissed off, destroys a war machine in a simple maneuver.
Leifei wins. Fatality.
Fatality! All right, nice job. Amos, you are up. You've got 1, 2, 3 miners all aiming at you with weaponry at the moment. Your shield is directly to your right shoulder. Behind you is a really pissed off Red Iron, and Leifei destroying robots.
Armored Miner 1.
Yeah.
They are going to shoot at Armored Miner 1.
All right. So you're currently using your Edmondson pistol, I'm assuming, your Cinnabar?
Affirmative.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack. You fire. Let's see. Attack on that is just a d20 for you at the moment. All right. That is a hit. If the opponent is unable... Yep, you are going to hit. And the damage is on the front sheet now. There's actually a Cinnabar down there and accuracy damage and mod there. Sweet. No, you don't use that one. Use the one that's under damage. Perfect. 11 points. Nice. Near max. That poor soldier that's there, that miner there, he is armored. Your shot hits him, and you just see it like puncture through part of his body armor. Hitting him right across the shoulder, just spins him, and he hits the ground. And he's gonna have to get up. I'm gonna make him roll a morale roll with tough. It is not. He fails it. He just falls down behind the boxes and hides. These are not soldiers. These are just miners. Amos, that was your first action. You used the shot. The revolver itself is now overloaded with smoke and gas. You can't use it to shoot again this round, but you can do something else. You can move. You can use a different thing to attack. What do you wish to do?
Moving the shield is a standard action.
Yeah.
Not a full action.
It's just a standard action.
Can they pick up the shield, move it 1 square in...
Where to?
That closer to the bench.
Closer to the bench. Yes.
Closer to in the direction of the food table.
So
actually.
Like right where I just put it, or like here?
Right about there, aimed due west on the map.
Like this?
Correct.
In that spot?
One more over.
One more over,
West.
okay. Right there.
There.
Alright, so Amos grabs a hold of his shield and just moves it into that position instead, getting closer a little bit at a time. And that would be your turn. In the distance, we hear the sound of metal marching down the hallways as... Where is it? There it is. Okay. We have another war machine poking out from this direction. And as the lift continues coming down, you can see now, anybody who's standing like around Amos and Leifei, actually everybody can because you're all kind of facing out in that direction. You can see that the lift is covered in war machines that have been dispatched to take care of this threat.
So there's like a reaction type action, right?
Yes, reflexive actions.
That can't be anything complicated though, right?
Depends on, just let me know what it is you're trying to do and I'll tell you if that'll work for a reflexive action.
I think Sheldon's been observing the lift and looking for a way to jam it.
Okay, so you're trying to see if Sheldon can jam the lift.
Yeah.
I'll allow that again with another chaos roll, potentially. because it's not something that's within the current programming of your device. So if you want to make a magical roll for me and get higher than a 5, we'll see how successful you might be. Because it could delay this, it could stop it, or nothing could happen at all. Do you make Sheldon fly over there at the same time?
Yeah, because even if he can't do it, Clarion wants to identify the exit on her turn.
Okay.
And then maybe shoot at something to make it stop.
So Sheldon moves over. That will make your roll target lower for your magical roll to see if there's any successes at all with stopping this lift. So go ahead and roll magical. Oh, that is a critical failure. Ooh. Do you have anything else you can do at the moment?
I mean, I've got a couple aces. Benjamin is jigging his head. Yes.
Yeah,
okay, we'll do it.
I might recommend that in this circumstance. So we'll use an ace and re-roll that magical roll. Crit failure, probably no good. 5. That is not a failure necessarily. It is a chaos roll, however.
Sheldon.
So you had one.
We'll take the chaos. You had
one before. So here we go. Oh, you got an ace from Annika, though. She's going to let you re-roll.
Oh, okay.
Here we are. Here goes the re-roll. And that is only an 8. With that roll, it won't be good enough.
Just not.
All right.
Sheldon just really doesn't.
So Sheldon moves closer, and you see a little beam of light go out and hit one of the panels nearby. And Sheldon's trying their best to keep this thing from coming down, and it's just like nothing's happening, and it just keeps coming down, and then it hits the floor. So Sheldon is up in a position where you can see all of those beings on this thing. They are obviously in the way, but it is now Clarion's.
Hold up.
But you still, what was that?
Sheldon was within the 4-meter radius, the 4-tile radius of Amos when they activated emotional bulldozer.
True. So he would have had a 6 instead of a 5, but that's still not enough to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, Clarion, you still have your actions remaining.
Does the elevator have a gate?
The elevator does have a little wall gate that goes down into the floor, so it stays up as everything's coming down, and then it just sinks down, and people can walk off.
Yeah, I think Clarion doesn't want everybody to have to deal with these things super bad. We can, figure out where we're going after this is dealt with, so I think she's going to get in a position where she can see that gate, and then try to, find a good spot to fuse it shut with her PDO elemental.
Okay. So you move off to the side, trying to see this as best you can. You're going to have to climb onto this. This is a raised platform where people usually have dinner. So make an agile roll for me to climb up there.
Okay.
Nat 20. All right, I'm going to give you an option here. 2 choices, as usual. With a critical success or critical failure, you get to have one that's going to benefit you better than others. So if you take that, your character will be able to climb more effectively. I'll give you +1 on any climb roll from here on out throughout the entire game. Or you could do something that benefits everyone else. You will distract the security war machines for 1 round just by doing this.
Yeah, I would like to distract them.
Okay. So you climb up to the top, and you see them kind of twist and look over at you. And I will describe how they are distracted when it is their turn. But you move up there at the moment, and you look over, and you see the way the platform works. You can see the gears and the cogs underneath. If you can melt one of those in place, you can keep the grate from coming down, which will make it harder for them to get through. Roll brains, and we'll see if you're able to pinpoint the exact location and zap it. And that will require 1 overload to use your PDO effectively. That is a 12. That is not high enough. You needed 2 more, 14 or higher. So you will, with a 12, cause this to stick, but not get stuck permanently.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you slow it down, and they are going to be temporarily distracted by you anyways. So that will give everyone at least a round to deal or to move or figure something else out. But currently, that is your turn. We move down to the armored miners behind. One of them that's afraid. I have to roll to see if he stays afraid. And he does. You just hear him drop his stuff and run off into the mine further. Another miner bites the dust running away. The one standing in front of and around the side where Amos is dives over the table, kind of rolling to a stop, pulls himself up, and fires his pistol at you, Amos, trying to get around your cover. You do have a +2 to your defense roll because of your position. It gets a 9 to shoot you. So go ahead and roll defense and add 2 to whatever you roll. And here we go. Is it not rolling? There it is. Excellent. Oh, 9, 10, 11 versus the opponent's 10. You barely get out of the way again. Amos, what does it look like as you narrowly avoid getting shot once more?
Amos, they see the guy jump up and they duck behind just as the bullet grazes past. Really? Over the salad.
He did roll over the salad. All right. And that's that one. There's this one. The the miner with the captain just starts moving towards the elevator access, which is behind Leifei. But the captain stops him, like right at this pole. Are we going the right way? I saw a bunch of things coming down that elevator. Find us another way, B. What do we got? And we'll come around to you in just a moment. Red Iron, you were pissed. You're there.
Is the elevator, has the elevator finished descending?
It is coming to the ground now and is about to allow them to disembark.
Is it, does it go any deeper? Like, is there more shaft to it?
When you were coming down before, did you get a look at the map? It was shared with you, with Leifei, was it not?
Yeah, we both saw it.
Yes. So yeah, you do know there is more of a shaft underneath.
Is the support like wooden beams, or what are we working with here?
Wooden beams, metal. There's a metal chain that attaches all the way up to the top. There's a large pulley and cog system.
Oh, can Red see the chain?
You can, yes.
So Red, enraged, and how? Sorry, I have so many questions. How tall is that next level to get closer to the elevator? If Red were to jump.
If you were to jump, it's normally only about 10 feet up, but the boxes have made it another like 5. So it's about 15 feet up from directly north of you in this position.
Red releases like a primal psychic scream to pretty much everything, and it just kind of keeps going like constantly. And then Red scrambles up to the elevator. Now I can overload, but it hurts me, or do I roll chaos?
For every point you go above your limit, you take however much you are over your limit in core health damage. So just doing 1 is only going to be 1 point of damage. The next round it would be 2 if you did 2, so on and so forth.
Got it. Can I also overload a device, or is that not a thing that tinkerers can do?
You can if you can get a hold of the device, yes.
No. I mean, elemental ray damage.
You can attempt to do that. That is chaos.
Red has lost their mind and is going to scramble up, grab the arm like a bazooka, and like the energy coming out of the top of it is like pushing Red back, and Red is like screaming the whole time, and finally just unloads this gigantic elemental explosion up at the top of the elevator, attempting to just blow the whole thing down into the shaft.
All right, so that's what you're attempting to do. Now we need to see how successful you are at all the moves. First one is to get to the top of those crates. You need to roll agile or strong if you're trying to just crush your way up.
Strong.
All right, since you're angry, this will be nat 20. Same choice to you. You get 2 options. One is going to be purely selfish. Do you wish to also have +1 to all climbing rolls for the foreseeable future? Or Do you wish to put yourself in an advantageous position that will show you a weakness in what you're attacking?
Advantageous position, please.
All right, so Red Iron scrambles up these boxes very simply. Some will get torn aside and pulled to the edge. As he's standing there, they raise up their arm like a bazooka. Now we see it loading. Now you roll magical for me to see how successful you are overloading this thing.
I'll bet it's pretty bad.
And
Could have been worse.
that is a 14. Nice. It does begin to charge very brightly. You'll make an attack at the chain, and this will be ×4 damage. To break this chain with the shot, you will need to get at least a 26. So, go ahead and roll for damage for your PDO Elemental.
I
And
think old Red needs a 20 for that.
4 times damage.
Oh, 4 times damage. Okay, what do I need to hit again?
26 or higher will destroy the chain.
Okay.
So, PDO Elemental. Oh, not that. No, the damage, not the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, got it. Here we go.
That is 12 times force, 48 points of damage as this burst just blasts off, hits the chain. You now need to roll tough to retain your position on those crates, or you will be flung backwards. Thank you. 18. All right, so you just kind of scramble to the side for a second. The force of the blast pushing you backwards. You kind of roll down the hill, and you still end up down below, but you don't fall. The crates kind of crush and crack around you. The blast goes off, hits the chain, shatters it, and you see the whole platform just stick for a second because Clarion actually partially welded the structure underneath of it, and you see the chains all start raining down and hit it. You see a crack starting to appear on the surface, and we'll see what happens in just a second.
Damn, Red Iron.
That was so good.
Red Iron's still just screaming, projecting this, like, it's actually, it's like a really loud scream.
Something ridiculous like that, I'm sure. I hope I didn't blow anybody's eardrums out. We have another miner come out of the side, walk around, see all this fighting. The blast goes off, shoots the chain, collapses this. He now rolls a morale roll yet again. And this one turns around and just walks away. He's out. I think he sprints away, as a matter of fact. So the armored guy standing there with Captain Cutlass just turns him. What are we waiting for? The lift is right over there. And Cutlass goes, B! And we move back up to Beatrix. Your turn.
Didn't you see that big flash of light? I think we need to find a better way. Give me just a minute. Let me look at the map.
All right, B. Go ahead and roll brains for me. See if you can get hide or hair of what this map is.
This is not going to go well.
I believe in you.
Did you just Jedi mind trick B there? I think that is a 10.
I don't know.
With a 10, you look at it. It's a bunch of lines, kind of roughly shaped in like a 3-dimensional, like orby type object, and there's a bunch of things you have no idea. And unfortunately, because of where your overload currently is, no, actually you do have one more. You can still receive assistance at this point from Zep if you'd like.
Let me help you.
Yeah, I think she would. So let's go ahead and do that.
All right, so you will now re-roll, and you are at 5 of 6. You can no longer receive assistance from Zep. And that is a 10 also. Oh no. Zep goes,
I can't help you.
I can't make you smart enough to understand this map.
You really should have
Maps
taken
are
some
hard.
sort of education or something.
I'm good at star charts, Zep.
So B, that would be the action you took for this round, is trying to figure this out. But you can say something or call to someone else for assistance, whatever you need to do still.
Leifei, Do you remember how to get out? Let's go.
Yeah, I could figure a way out.
Leifei, she calls for you. You're still a bit angry, but you can head over towards B now on your action, which is now.
The big metal bot just sort of falls upon his body and just shoves it over as a scrap sound runs against the metal cart. He starts walking over. As he does, the chain starts wrapping around his arm once more as he spins it. Oh, give it to me.
He reaches over and grabs the map in a more violent way than you've ever seen Leifei act.
I'll have to make him a special cup of tea later.
Leifei reads the map angrily. Give us another brains roll. You've already looked at this. You've already identified a lot of it, so your target is only an 8 or higher.
All right.
In the heat of battle, in the heat of rage, you're still able to determine that off to your whatever that is, basically the east. So in this direction, there's a tunnel that leads out as you're looking at it. That'll actually go to the outside surface of this asteroid. You could have the ship pick you up there. The only problem is you may not have an atmosphere in certain sections there. You may not have an atmosphere outside. So you'll have to either make it quick or you'll have to find some safe tech.
I can help with that.
He relays this information angrily.
Of course. And the captain just looks over you. What the hell's crawled up your ass? And then he's like, all right, let's go this way. And you see him turn with that miner and they begin like carrying the object up this hallway.
Amos, Red Iron, Clarion, come on, let's go.
He growls back
You
towards
guys
them.
need a hug.
Everybody's so pissed.
I can see we have some
Rage,
therapy to do later.
Ledred screaming.
As we see, just do it again. All of you just this big circle of growling happening. The scene fades to black as we go to our break. And we will be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. The Sparrows here on Roll for Chaos. Hope you've been enjoying yourselves. And we'll see you in 10 minutes. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.